Hi guys! So as you can tell by the title of this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm actually going to be showing you how to do this makeup look. This is a makeup look that's kind of my go-to when I have a little bit of extra time to get ready for if I'm going to work. This is a look that I like to pull out, and I wouldn't have known about this makeup look if it wasn't for the lovely Jaclyn Hill. So if you haven't heard of her, she's actually here on YouTube. She does the same makeup products, same concept and everything. I just give it my own little twist here and there because I don't obviously have all of her products. But this is a makeup look that Jaclyn Hill has done on her YouTube page before, and I fell in love with it so much I bought the main product, which is actually the pigment that we're going to be using for the eyelids. So if you're interested on getting this makeup look, please keep watching, and I will see you guys very shortly. Bye! Alright guys, well as you can tell, I'm starting off with a clean slate. My face is already washed and moisturized, so now let's get to it. I'm starting off with Urban Decay's Prep and Prime Potion to prime my eyelids. You can use whatever primer you normally use, but this is what I find works best for myself. And I'm just going to get that all the way from the lid all the way to the brow bone. And then I'm going to be taking my Vice palette by Urban Decay, and I'm going to be taking the shade Anonymous. This step is totally optional. I just like to personally start off with a base shade to blend all of the later shades together to have a really blown out and seamless look. So with a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to be taking that shade and starting at the outer corner and just kind of working in circular motions, running it back and forth, totally nonchalantly, just kind of getting it there. This is again just going to be your base shade, so there's really no rhyme or reason as to why it's going that way. Next is the shade Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek. So with another fluffy brush, I'm going to focus this a little bit lower. It's going to stay mainly on my crease, and I'm going to focus it on the outer corners, and whatever is extra, I'm going to bring it into my inner corner. I like to do this because I personally go for a cat eye effect or a cat eye look. So by focusing more pigment on the outer corner, it's going to help me get that look a lot better. So as you can tell, I'm just fluffing it around in circular motions, and whatever is extra and left over, I'm just bringing it in to the inner corner, making sure everything is just blown out, and yeah. Alright, next up is another Makeup Geek product. This is going to be a pigment. This pigment is called Nightlife. This is a really shimmery color. I don't know why, but on camera it looks really brown. But there's a mix of purples and golds in there, so it's a really, really pretty color. It works great on all kinds of eyes. I find it works especially well on brown and green eyes. But I'm just taking this on a flat shader brush, and I'm pulling my eye a little bit tight because I personally like to get everything into the crevices of my eyelid, and I'm starting off in the center and just kind of, without even lifting the brush, just smearing it all over. And then once I have it all over, you can tell I go back and forth and just kind of re-pat it. And then I'm going to kind of turn my brush to the side and kind of blend it into that creme brulee color, so that way it blends really well. And then I'm going to take that same brush that I had creme brulee on and just kind of blend it in, so that way it looks very seamless and blown out, so that way you don't have any creases. Next up is eyeliner. I'm using Maybelline Eye Studios in Blackest Black. So with an eyeliner brush, I'm just going to be taking some of this and starting in the center of my eyelid. I'm going to be pulling it to make a cat eye effect. I'm really sorry I didn't notice how out of focus, or not out of focus, but out of frame I was. I'm still really noobish at this, so please bear with me. There's going to be a few shots where I'm really not in frame. But I'm just going to take this in the center of my eyelid, and I'm going to pull my eye tight again and just bring this out a little bit past my eyelid, kind of matching up to where my eyebrow would end. As you can tell, that's where I figured out I wasn't in frame. So I'm just going to be bringing this in, giving myself a slight cat eye effect, and bringing it all the way into the inner corner. Again, if you don't like to do the cat eye effect, you can totally stop wherever you feel most comfortable. I just like to go for a pretty dramatic look and I've been doing a cat eye for God knows how long. So this is what I like to do. Next up is mascara, and as you can tell by the bottle, it's been used quite a lot. This is a sample bottle that I got for my birthday, but it is the Buxom mascara in black. I used 2 coats of this, but again, you can use whatever mascara you're used to using. Again, I got this for a sample on my birthday, and I completely fell in love with this. So as soon as I run out of this sample, I'm going to run and buy a full bottle, because I don't think I've ever found a mascara that I have bought and it's worked so well on my eyelashes. I've worn false lashes for such a long time because I felt like my lashes were just never thick or long enough. So I just kind of avoided mascara, and all other mascaras I found clumped my eyelashes together so much I just didn't like it. But this one just fans them out so great, and it just works so awesome. Next is foundation. So I'm using 2 shades, as you can tell. This is Fit Me by Maybelline. I'm using shades 115 and 135. Starting off with 135, I'm just going to take small dabs on a flat top kabuki brush and just kind of dotting it all around my face. Really no rhyme or reason, just when I mix these 2 shades together right now, that's where my skin tone is. My skin is really in between, and it's really hard to find like a shade that fits me. And then I'm going to take the 115, and in larger dabs, I'm just going to start blending it all over to mix in with that shade 135 and just blend it all over. Again, you can use whatever foundation that you feel. I personally like using this because it's a medium coverage foundation and it gives a little bit of a dewiness to your skin. So that's what I like. When it gets to more colder seasons, that's when I like to go for the matte coverage and the full coverage, because that's when my skin has a tendency to dry out. My skin is really, really combination, especially when it comes to the seasons changing. So right now it's going into fall and my skin is taking a turn for the dry side. So right now I'm just going for a dewy effect while I can. And once it fully hits fall, I'm going to be going all matte, because if I stay dewy, dry patches are going to show through, and that's not cute, guys. So again, whatever foundation works for you, this is what works for me at the moment. P.S. I really don't know what that face was. I just noticed that I did that. I think I was just trying to focus on that stupid pimple. I don't know what that face was. Oh my god. Oh, looking back at these, I notice that I make really stupid faces sometimes. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am. And that's really not going to change. So, yeah, get used to stupid faces. Alright. Next up is eyebrows. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is the dual-ended one with a brush, or with a spoolie at the end of it. And again, I'm not in frame because I'm so smart. So I usually start at the end of my brows and work my way to the front. I really don't put much pressure on the product itself, or I don't put much pressure on my eyebrows. See, I just realized I wasn't in frame. So I don't really put that much pressure on my eyebrows because, as you can tell, my eyebrows are very full. But there's, especially on the eye that I'm doing right now, there's a lot of sparse places where my hair doesn't grow, and I just really have to fill it in because it just irritates the living crap out of me. So I just start at the very end and I start to outline it first, and then I fill it in slightly, and then I move forward and then just slightly filling everything in. And again, just filling in, outlining and filling in. And then I'm going to flip this over, and using the spoolie, I'm just going to be brushing everything through. And once I see that all the product is worked into my eyebrows, I'm going to be taking Anastasia Brow Gel. I realized that I didn't film the actual product, but I'm going to be using the clear brow gel, but whatever you're used to using, works for you, or whatever you're used to using, you can use, but this is again what works for me. So I'm just going to be taking the clear brow gel through my eyebrows and just making sure those suckers stay in place. I try not to use a lot of it because I've noticed, especially recently when I've started filling in my brows a lot more, that the clear brow gel has a tendency to move the actual product. So I try not to have too much product on the actual brush when running it through my eyebrows. Next up is Kat Von D's blush in Bellissima. This is a 24-hour blush, which I found works really great. It's a nice corally pinky shade that gives my cheeks just a little bit of color that I want without it being super dramatic. I'm not a huge blush person because my cheeks naturally are very red, but when I'm wearing foundation, it doesn't have a tendency to peek through all that much. So I just like adding a little bit just so I can have that little pop on my face. And on a big fluffy brush, I'm just shaking those on the apples of my cheeks just to have that little bit of color that I'm looking for. The blush through all of my face, I'm going to be taking Baby Lips. Whoa, there it is. I'm going to be taking Baby Lips in a very hot pink color. This is a really, really bright color for my taste. I'm more used to using darks and neutral shades, but I find that if I run a thin layer of this on my lips and just kind of smear it around like you see me doing right here, it actually matches the color of my lips very well and really closely. So I'm just going to keep dabbing and smearing a little bit until I find the right shade I'm looking for. But if, again, you're used to using pinks, or use whatever that you're more comfortable using. And as you can see, the hair tie is now off. I'm just going to run my fingers through my hair for a good while until I figure out how I want my hair to sit, because my hair is a hot mess and it doesn't like to do what I want it to do majority of the time. And more than likely throughout the middle of the day, it's going to end up in a rubber band or in a ponytail because I'm lazy and it gets hot because I have a lot of hair. But yeah, that's going to do it for my very first makeup tutorial, you guys. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment box below what you guys thought of this, what I can do better, because I know there's a lot of things I can do better on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye!